Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. AIRBORNEO's operation have been running seamlessly since its full takeover from Malaysia Airlines in January, with all 35 main and subsystems now functioning optimally to support passenger services. CEO Megat Ardian Wira Muhammad Aminuddin reports an average of 2,000 passengers daily, with a total of 20,000 to 25,000 passengers recorded in the first 3 weeks of operation.
All running well, smooth. So we had 24 systems that were cut over from Malaysia Airlines on the 14th of January. On top of that, we had our own 11 systems, so all 35 systems are running smoothly.
Meanwhile, Sarawak's Transport Minister Dato Sri Lee Kim Shin highlights the state government's focus on ensuring smooth airport operations and enhancing passenger service quality. He confirms that check-in remains manual, but AIRBORNEO is hard at work on improvements, including enabling online check-in for ATR flights and discounts for senior citizens.
But for ATR, AIRBORNEO will try to include another functionality in the system, that is, they can also check online. At the same time, also for senior citizens, so that they can also check online, they can get a 50% discount, a discounted fare for senior citizens under our RAS, like Rural Service, within Sarawak and Sabah. But at the moment, for those, I don't know the inquiries about this, at the moment, for those senior citizens, they have to check manually, or they call the call center when they check in. They can get the 50% discount. But it's not online yet. But we're going to improve on that and make it to go online in the future.
According to Kim Shin, AIRBORNEO is currently focused on stabilizing RAS before expanding to regional flights. However, he notes that regional services depend on regulatory approvals, aircraft type, and operational licensing. He also expresses satisfaction with AIRBORNEO's initial performance, including the introduction of the MY flight code on January 14 and the dedication of the company staff. Meanwhile, Kim Shin reaffirms the state government's pledge to upgrade Kuching International Airport KIA for a smoother, more comfortable experience, aiming to meet the standards of Kuala Lumpur International Airport KLIA. He says ongoing improvements are actively being carried out through Malaysia Airports Holding Berhad MAHB, with a particular focus on upgrading security and immigration processes.
Of course, there's still a lot needs to be improved, but the others will be with the high authority, like like immigration, that like have passport, the face recognition and all that. So I think that I think we can will also take it up. Ministry will always put up all this proposal for all this improvement. We want to make Kuching Airport also as seamless as possible. Whatever they have in KLIA, I think we should also enjoy the same here. So Kuching.
Recent upgrades, he says, include 22 additional toilets to enhance passenger comfort. Issues with unclear signage, especially in immigration areas, have been addressed with redesigned blue and white signs for better visibility. Additionally, arrival and departure information displays have been improved, with electronic boards replacing the old system. To combat the heat in waiting areas, dark tinted glass has been installed on much of the glass walls, helping reduce heat and improve overall passenger comfort.
So now you see today, they have Malaysia Airport has already constructed a very special area for all those waiting for the e-hailing cars to come. So while they call for the e-hailing car, they can sit down and wait. As you can see, just now you see from them, they show they'll take another 5 more minutes, 1 minute, just wait there, for the car to come. So they don't have to, queue up there, line up there, outside there.
These upgrades, Kim Shin adds, aim to enhance KIA's reputation as Sarawak's main gateway, providing more efficient, passenger-friendly services on par with major airports. The Sarawak Teachers Union, or STU, welcomes the introduction of a new assessment for four-year students involving 4 core subjects, but stresses that its implementation must not lead to an overly exam-oriented education culture. Its president, Kulin Jayang, says the union is open to changes in the education landscape and supports efforts to enhance the quality and consistency of education nationwide. However, he warns that the purpose of the assessment should be to support learning and not to create comparisons between schools or students.
Pengenalan peperiksaan atau ujian pada tahun 4 bagi 4 subjek utama itu amat dialuk-alukan. Namun begitu, kita berharaplah keputusannya tidaklah dibanding-bandingkan antara sekolah, antara pelajar. Kerana kita tidak mahu akhir-akhirnya ia akan menjadi satu sistem yang berorientasikan peperiksaan.
However, the move has also sparked concern among some parents who fear the new assessment approach could increase pressure on children at a very young age.
Bagi kaminya terlalu awal, tapi boleh dipola ujian sesuai dengan peringkat usia sidaknya, sesuai dengan silibus pelajaran sidaknya yang sedia ada lah. Bukannya umur darjah 4 ya, nak mula soalan darjah 6. Maksudnya mundaknya nak mula ujian darjah 4, pola ujian sesuai dengan darjah 4.
But at the same time, some parents fully support the initiative.
Darjah 4 ya, okey, bagus. Sebab zaman dulu nak memang ada. Saya pun nak ada si loncat ya. Tahun 4 juga ya. Jadi munnya adakan ujian untuk tahun 4 ya. Kita tahu setakat ni kemampuan anak kita yang berada di tahap 1 ya. Tahap 1 ya naknya belajar dari darjah 1, 2 dan 3. Jadi kita tahu apa yang belum dapat.
On the issue of students entering year 1 at age 6, many parents expressed their concerns.
Bagi pendapat kami, memang setuju sebab biak dalam fasa umur 5 dengan 6 tahun ya masih dalam fasa belajar, masih dalam fasa untuk mengenal sekolah. Jadi mun sidaknya disuruh masuk awal, memang sidak si akan faham dan si akan bersedia.
Mun bagi kami lah, darjah 1 ya, mun umurnya 6 tahun, ya terlalu awal gila lah. Biar belum dapat adab benda ya, macam kan 5, munnya tadika kan sebelum tu 6 tahunnya masih tadika nak. Jadi daknya dalam proses pembelajaran. Jadi bilanya umur 7 tahun, daknya dah ada pengalaman. Jadi masuk darjah 1, daknya jadi macam bersedia.
The freeze on all procurement by the Defence Ministry, MINDEF, and the Home Ministry, KLIA, will be extended until further notice. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim says the freeze, which also affects all related agencies, is part of a review and improvement of government procurement governance.
Saya tegaskan pembekuan semua perolehan. Tidak harus sesiapa pun ganggu gugat. Ia mesti lalui proses yang lebih telus dan dipertanggungjawab kepada menteri bersama KSU-nya.
Speaking at the launch of the National Defence Industry Policy at MITEC earlier today, Anwar said the move was necessary due to weaknesses in governance and oversight. He stresses the policy must enforce transparent procurement and strong governance standards. All procurement, he says, will from now on be evaluated under the policy to prevent potential misappropriation. The Home Affairs Ministry, KLIA, has successfully processed 12,509 applications for official identification documents for residents in Sarawak's interior. Through a special task force set up to address the lack of official documentation in the state. Its Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail says the number of completed applications comes from a total of 13,224 submissions collected by the special task force since July 2023. The remaining 715 applications are currently being processed.
Kalau itu berlaku, kehidupan mereka jadi payah. Nak sekolah, susah. Sakit demam, nak pergi hospital, belanja mahal. Pegawai tak tunggu di pejabat. Pegawai pergi ke rumah panjang. Pegawai cari orang yang tak ada dokumen.
On to world news, US President Donald Trump's demands to bring Greenland under US control are no longer being dismissed as political bluster, leaving European leaders scrambling for a response. In this effort, RT correspondent Charlotte Dubenskich looks at Europe's uneasy dilemma caught between confronting a so-called ally and deflecting the pressure by pointing to Russia and China.
Trump's plan, demands to incorporate Greenland into the US are serious. While he is steely-minded, the Europeans have been left, scratching at their heads. How will they combat their so-called ally? They've tried talking, that didn't work. Now they've mooted using an economic nuclear weapon that could backfire massively. They've even been suggesting desperately that Trump isn't the problem. No, the guy demanding Greenland with a gun to Europe's head isn't the issue. They say the real threat is coming from elsewhere. Where? Yeah, you guessed it, the world's apparent bad guys, Russia and China. Joint deployment of troops from a series of NATO countries, not the US, mind you, to Nuuk was part of a pre-planned operation, a show of force, you may be wondering. Hardly. Between them, these countries sent around 40 troops. I'm sure Trump was shuddering. So that threat from Russia and China, how seriously is Denmark, to which Greenland belongs, taking it? Not seriously at all.
I am head of the Defence Committee in Denmark. It is my job to be on top of security in Greenland, and I get all relevant information about it. I can assure you that your fantasies about a big threat from China and Russia against Greenland are delusional. You are the threat, not them.
So what do locals here in Nuuk think? Are they afraid Russia and China are suddenly about to invade?
No.
Why not?
We are far away. We live here in a different way. I don't see any threat to us.
But you're not worried right now about Russia and China?
I don't need to think about it.
Do you think Greenland needs to be protected from Russia?
It's being protected from NATO, not Russia and USA.
Why do you think the Europeans are saying that Russia is the real threat?
I don't really understand this.
So, on the off chance the EU wants to back off on its ridiculous claims about Russia and China, it does have that nuclear economic weapon. This means restricting US trade and investment in the EU. But it's not scaring Trump. He's the man who loves a trade war. Just look at all the tariffs he's threatened globally since coming to office in the last year. Trump clearly having a huge amount of fun right now, keeping Europe on its tippy toes as he goes around pretending to be president of the world.
Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.